Hey, this is Scott. This is a mix I'm doing for Dueling Mixes. It's called Where Do I Sign? It was written and recorded by Cochran, who also runs the Dueling Mixes site. Eric had asked me a question over in the forums about how I process the chorus vocals, so I thought it'd be easier just to show on the screen here. So first, let's run through the chorus from the second half of the verse.
Come and go as you please, travel the world unencumbered. You can be set free if you just let go. Take it from you now. I've been paid up, I've put in my time. My mind's made up, gonna take what is mine. I want no more fools telling me what to do now. Please sir, tell me where do I sign? Tell me where do I sign? Tell me where do I sign? I've been paid up.
All right, so there you have it. That's the second chorus there of the song. So yeah, so just want to run through my processing here. So obviously we got two vocals going on, just doubles. So I mean, the first thing I did, I noticed there was a little timing issues. So I'd move some phrases over so it wasn't like flammy. So there's just a couple spots here. So I fixed that. That's something I actually don't have in my last mix that I noticed when I was listening to it back. Yeah, so let's first take a look at these two. They're both processed individually. So first, on the chorus double, simply just using the stock auto-tune plugin in Reaper. This is called Reattune. So this one I was kind of lazy. Typically I'll do manual pitch correction because I feel it's a little more accurate. So this one I did automatic pitch correction. I just have it set in chromatic. And I set the attack time to pretty slow just so it's not as noticeable. So this is 160 milliseconds. So let's just take a listen to that with no other plugins on there. And we'll solo that.
I've been paid up, I've put in my time. My mind's made up, gonna take what is mine. I want no more fools telling me what to.
Yeah, so you can see what type of work it's doing. So this red is where it's tracking the pitch, and then the green is where it's correcting it to. So obviously there are some points that it's correcting incorrectly. So this is why I like to manually tune, especially with this plugin. I'm not sure if Melodyne or one of these other more expensive plugins that aren't like a stock plugin would do a better job, but this is what I got here. So that's what I did there. Next, this is just a analog channel plugin I use. I don't think it really does much. It might do like a little crosstalk and stuff like that. And then next, something that did the heavy lifting here was Neutron, which is I picked this one up when it came out on sale with the production bundle. So basically I use the track assistant. I set it to aggressive. You have three modes: subtle, medium, aggressive. I set it to the most aggressive, and then I figure from there I can dial it back. And then you can do broadband clarity, warm and open, upfront, mid-range. For this one, I just wanted to clean it up, so I go for broadband clarity. And let's just see what this guy's doing.
Do now, please sir, tell me where do I sign? Tell me where do I sign? I've been paid up, I've put in my time.
Bypassed.
My mind's made up, gonna take what is mine. I want no more.
Yeah, so you get a little more high end, you hear it clear up a little bit. A couple things that are going on. It has a couple dynamic EQ spots going on here. This one is at right around 1K, and then you have one right around 3K. Then a couple bumps around 400 and 2150. You get a high pass around 100 kilohertz with a 6 dB slope shape. You have a small 1 dB shelf boost at around 200. And then this is probably where you get a lot more of the high end. This is around 8K. We have a shelf. Yeah, so let's listen to that. I'll solo each of these zones to see exactly what we're doing.
Fools telling me what to do now. Please sir, tell me where do I sign? Tell me where do I sign? I've been paid up, I've put in my time. My mind's made up, Gonna take what is mine.
That one brings it forward a little
I
more.
want no more fools telling me what to do. Now, please, sir, tell me where do I sign? Tell me where do I
That's your top end right there.
sign? I've been paid up. I've put it.
This is a nice plugin. I like to use it because it's pretty quick. Like, you just go in 10 seconds, it picks out all these spots, and boom, you're pretty much done. Also, it has a compressor. Looks like a very fast attack, super slow release. So that's just chopping off your transients there. I typically just dial these back. They have the mix knobs up here. I like to do my own compression, my own like saturation, stuff like that. So I actually pull these back to around 18%, 20%. So they have a second compressor. This one's a slower attack, kind of a medium slow release. And then you have the exciter. Honestly, really haven't looked too much into this, but it's a multi-band exciter, so it's doing different stuff to each of these bands. But I have pulled back so much I don't even think it's being used that much. So that is Neutron. So let's look at the next in my chain is Decapitator. This one's really fun. I'll turn it on. Let's play it.
In my time, my mind's made up. Gonna take
we'll
what
bypass it.
is mine. I want no more fools telling me what to do now. Please, sir, tell me where do I sign? Tell me where do I sign?
Yeah, so it's not doing anything crazy, but let me show you what I'm doing here. It's just adding a little grit to it, a little analog sound. I got the Neve setting on it. I think the N is Neve. But yeah, I have it blasting, so you see it's going up to -3, way up in the red. But you'll see the dry wet knob, I actually have that pulled back 28%. So let me show you what it looks like when it's fully wet.
I've been paid up. I've put in my time.
Really pleasing to the ear to me.
My mind's made up. Gonna take what is mine. I want no more fools telling me what to do now. Please, sir, tell me where do I sign? Tell me where do I?
I honestly could have pulled it up there. That sounds good, but I have it down at 28. I like to find a saturation level or saturation sound that I like first at full wet, and then I'll match the volume from the dry to the wet, and then I like to pull it back and find where it's just about to break up. So that's what I got there. Next is the Fab filter. I just set a low pass at 80. That was just to cut off all the low end. And then we got the CLA 76. This compressor I use on pretty much all my tracks. I really like this. It's really easy to use. So let's play that one.
I've been paid up. I've put in my time. My mind's made up. Gonna take what is mine. I want no more fools telling me what to do now. Please.
Yeah, it kind of brightens it up a little bit. But mostly, I mean, you can see like we're only doing like 1 to 3 dB of gain reduction. Like all I really want to do is basically just control the level that's coming out. Just make his vocals more consistent. I remember watching Graham's videos when he was recording this, and I believe he used a compressor on the way in. So basically these tracks came pretty good as far as level wise. It looks pretty even. But yeah, this compressor, you know, only 1 to 3 dB of gain reduction. We're just trying to control it a little more just so nothing pops out too much. You see like sometimes it was going around like 5, but mostly it's sticking around 1 to 3. I like to get the quietest sounds to just barely be touching the compressor, and then the really loud ones are, you know, hitting it a little harder, like -5, -7. So let's look at that again.
Please, sir, tell me where do I sign? Tell me where do I sign? I've been paid up. I've put in my time. My mind's made up. Gonna take what is mine.
Yeah, so that's it. So yeah, it's basically the one vocal, my processing on that, and then we'll take a look at the second chorus vocal. So this one is actually very similar. Except you'll notice at the top here, I don't have the tuning plugin on this one. Since they're doubles, you don't want them to be exactly in tune. It kind of ruins the whole point of having doubles. So, and also if you auto tune a double, it's gonna sound fake and artificial and not really good. So yeah, basically same processing. You see like a similar processing here with the two dynamic EQs. We got decapitator. This one I actually did a lot more wet. This one's 43.5. Same thing, high pass, and then yeah, same thing here. Just a 1176. So yeah, so that's basically what I did here. You can listen to it one more time with all that processing. Actually, I'll do a before and after.
I've been paid up, I put in my time. My mind's made up, gonna take what is mine. I want no more fools telling me what to do now. Please sir, tell me where do I sign? Tell me where do I sign? I've been paid up, I put in my time. My mind's made up, gonna take what is mine. I want no more fools telling me what to do now. Please sir, tell me where do I sign? Tell me where do I sign? Tell me where do I sign? Where do I sign?
Yeah, so there you go. One last thing is just on this this end line here. I'm not sure if this is something that Eric was talking about, but yeah, I have some automation here. This green one is the volume, so those first two lines, I wanted to bring those up just because they weren't really coming through as much. So the where to, and then the I sign. One more thing is these vocals left and right were panned. This one's about 19% left. This one's 19% right for the whole chorus. So that kind of separates the two a little bit. I don't like them right on top of each other, but that's just my preference there. And I don't like them too wide either because that kind of sounds strange to me. I mix in headphones, so maybe it's just because I'm mixing headphones. But first, let's listen to it without the automation here. I'm just going to delete these points. You can hear like he doesn't really sing that first part hard.
Tell me where do I sign?
Yeah, so I just wanted to add some automation there to help that out a little bit. So let's put those back in there. All right, here we go again.
Tell me where do I sign? Tell me where do I sign?
Yeah, so it just helps it out a little bit, gives it a little more support. Yeah, so that's it. If you have any other questions about my mix, feel free to ask and we can go over those. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next one.